were born for this. Good day, good day. So wake up to your greatness. Hey.
You can feel it. The feeling is deep.
Good morning. Well, good day to everyone. I am jumping in real quick. Good morning, because I just had a conversation with someone. Good morning, Gail. Good morning, Alita, about starting over in a new state as a salon, as a hairstylist. Let me turn this down. And the topic was pretty much what I got. Hey, Michael, how are you this morning? Why is it that they're struggling on building a clientele? And so we went out and grabbed something to eat this morning. And so when we went out, I had to turn that music down. I'm gonna turn it back up so you guys can hear it. Good morning, Keela and Nikita. I'm messing your name up. Nikita, I think you're saying. I think it is. But we were talking about how did I build my clientele when I moved to Dallas. And so I told her I was only going to focus on a few things that I know worked for sure for me. And so I'm really big on looking at people, how they show up. And so when we went out, we went to this breakfast spot called First Watch. Very nice place. And so when we came in, well, I was already there when she came in. I just was assessing her. And she's a cute girl, but she didn't look like a hairstylist. So that's what I want to talk about. And I give a couple of more nuggets. So guys, if you are a hairstylist on here, hey Kenneth, hey Marcus, make sure you have pen and paper, because you're going to get a few free nuggets on why people struggle when they move to a new state to build a clientele. And the one first and foremost thing I want to talk about is how we look and represent as a beauty professional. When you're starting over in a new state, you have to put yourself out there and you have to look the part. And what does look the part mean? Look like a beauty professional. It's just that simple. And I'm not saying go out and buy no hundreds of $1,000s worth of clothes. I'm not saying you have to put all this makeup on. I'm not saying none of that. But what I will say is people should be able to walk up to you and be drawn to you. So in essence, you need to be eye-catching. So somebody can say, oh my God, your hair looks great. Oh, your style looks amazing. And that's what I see a lot of us not doing. Because we go to work every day, on our off days, we just kind of like, I'm just going to throw on something and I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. But you can't do that when you're in a new state and you're rebuilding a brand new business. So for those that's on here, if you don't know me, my name is Toya Knowles. I am from Chicago, Illinois, and I moved to Dallas 3 years ago to rebuild my business as a hairstylist. I started out with $0 and I made close to 6 figures my first year. So I am teaching beauty professionals straight out of hair school, seasoned stylists that wants to get back in the business of doing hairdressing, or those that just want to move to a new state and build a clientele. It could be a new state, a new salon, or a new city. You still have to do the same work. So when I moved to Dallas, and I'm going to base it off of what I did, and this is what I was explaining to her. I'm very stylish and I'm very creative, but the days I do not like to dress up, it's just as simple as getting things to show that you're a hairstylist. So I'm going to give you 2 examples. I have on the jacket. Look at the back of my jacket. It says Short Hair Guru. Good morning, good morning. Thank you guys for coming on. I got t-shirts that say Short Hair Guru. Get you some t-shirts made. Get you something made so people can draw to you and see that you're a hairstylist. It don't have to say short hair. It can just simply say, I do hair. Make it say something so that you are getting the people to attract to you, if that makes sense. If that makes sense, type yes in the comments. Type yes in the comments. Because so many of us go outside looking like we don't care, we just woke up. And we have to stop doing that. If you are wanting to move to a new state and you are wanting to build a clientele, you have to look like a professional. Period, point blank. Thanks for the love. Good morning, Kay. You have to look like a beauty professional. And it's really just that simple. I see stylists come out looking, they have on like pajama pants. If you're going to wear a workout outfit, that sucker need to be super cute. Your hair need to be done, and you need to have something on your face. A little lipstick, some eyelashes, well, not physically eyelashes, some mascara, and make sure your brows are done. And I don't know what else to say about that. I just feel like we have to do better as hairstylists, because especially if we're saying we want a new clientele. Good morning, Monica. Good morning, for Miss Collins. I'm jacking your first name up. I'm sorry. We have to stop getting out of our way. We need to be very intentional on what we look like when we go out. And it's just as simple as creating, this is what I say, creating a foundation. Kay says, yes, if anyone here needs shirts made, feel free to inbox me. That's what I'm talking about. She's giving real jewels this morning. Thank you, Kay. So she make t-shirts. Y'all go check her out. So it's as simple as creating a foundation. Yes, Kay, first impression is a lasting impression. Don't laugh at me. It's a lasting impression. And so what I wanted to say is create that foundation. It's just as simple. I was listening to a video this morning that Tyler Perry had posted in 2012. And he said it starts with watering, planting the seed. And so many of us, we want to do so many things where we can't water the plant of the one thing we say we want is some clientele. So what are you really willing to do to get your clientele when you move to a new state? So a question came up. She said, well, when I was back home, I didn't have to do all of this. Okay. So here's what I had to say. I'm from Chicago, so I'm using me. I'm from Chicago, born and raised. It's a difference when you born and raised somewhere to when you are physically in a whole entirely new state where nobody ever know who you are. They don't know Toya. So back home, I went to school, high school, grammar school with people. I grew up with people in the neighborhood. I worked with different individuals. My entire family is in Chicago. So how easy is it to build a clientele when you're born and raised somewhere? It's way easier. You don't have to put as much work in, but you still have to water that seed. You still have to do some things. And when I was growing up in the industry, the stuff that we have now, we didn't have then. So we had to do a lot of stuff. Hey, Conchita, we had to do some things that people don't want to do now. I'm old school, so I like to do old school stuff that I know works with the new school stuff. Good morning, Patricia. And so old school to me is going out looking cute, keeping some cards on you, and when you get that attraction drawn to you, or if you walk up to them, you're able to say, hey, can I give you one of my cards? I'm a hairstylist, and I'd like to give you one of my cards. You don't have to go into no whole bunch of stuff. You don't have to do all of that to get somebody to sit in your chair. Just pass out your card, because somebody is going to eventually call you. Somebody will eventually call you, period, point blank. A lot of people don't like passing out flyers or cards. They think that's crazy. They think that you're walking up to people, getting into their space. Yeah, okay, I get it. But that worked for me. And it still works 30 years later. You just have to create the foundation, so you have to make the plan. What does that look like? How many days of the week are you going to decide to get up and go and pass out your flyers? This is just one part of this aspect. So if you don't have no pen and paper, get you some pen and paper, or somebody type that in the comments for me. Kay says self-billboard. Be your own walking advertisement. Yes. And people need to realize that. Good morning, Rob. People need to realize that. You have to be your own billboard. You are your advertisement. Thank you, Kay, for reiterating that. That is absolutely correct. And I passed out my flyers back home. I stayed in a mix of things. When there were events, and back then, I'm not going to say there was events, I was going to parties. When there were parties, I would go to the parties. I would be super cute. Back then, I didn't have short hair. It was short. Good morning, Rob. Who put this? It does. Okay, yeah. Alita put it does network gives to your friends to pass out. Yeah. You can even give your flyers and cards to your friends. That's a good one, because I did do that, so that's correct. But my hair was more back then was like the little asymmetric stack, the little TLC with the little tail, but I would wear it curl, and I would go and put on some cute clothes. Back then I was a gym shoe kind of girl, baggy jabots, Timberland boots, tight little t-shirts. But the point is, I went out and I stayed in parties and I did what I needed to do. Constance White says, thank you for this. I need this motivation to move forward. I am not a hairstylist, but I am trying to find my inner courage. Thank you. You're welcome. You are very welcome. So you have to, okay, I'm sorry, Constance. If you're trying to find motivation, if you don't have like-minded people around you, make sure that you find like-minded people to be around you. And also go on YouTube and Google motivational talks. You can Google Les Brown, Louise Hay, Lisa Nichols, Tony Robbins, Eric Thomas, and start listening to some of those, because that'll help you with your mindset shifting, and it will also give you a little more boost of motivation for yourself. I hope that helped, guys. Good morning, Thomas. So I went out and I was dressed to impress in that era of my time, I should say that. But I was okay with getting uncomfortable to go and pass out flyers and all of that. But I had people in place. I went out with my clients, so their hair was already done. And it was an easier mechanism. When you're from a state, it's not as hard to build in a new business. Good morning, Marlon. And I'm not saying it's hard to build in Dallas. You just have to create a plan. You got to plant the seed and you got to literally water it. What does that look like? So for me, this is what I did when I moved to Dallas. When I first moved here, actually before I moved here, I wish I had it in front of me. I created a little pamphlet with pictures of my work, a sheet that had email, telephone numbers. Good morning, Robin. Good morning. Hey, Ronald. It said telephone number, email address. Would you be a potential client? Yes or no? And the people that I met down there when I was traveling back and forth to start building a clientele, I said, can you take this to your job and show them my work? I gave them a little bit of bio about myself, and they were able to assess if, yes, maybe I would come, and no. And I started getting a list of people that actually put their email and their phone number on there so that I could have potential clients when I moved to Dallas, Texas. Good morning, Brandy. Thank you guys for coming on. If you have not shared this broadcast for me, hey, Nicole, how are you? Hey, Brandy. And so that was one thing I did. Somebody type that in the comments for me, or make sure you guys have pen and paper. Number two, the reason why you can be struggling, and this is another thing that I did, I showed up and I looked like a hair professional. I went and got a ton of t-shirts made. Again, this is the newest one, but the first one didn't have squad at the bottom. It just said short hair. And on the back, it has hashtag short hair guru squad. On the back of it, it had my telephone number. We have to be creative. It's really how bad do you really want it? As hairstylists, we are naturally creative, so you have to think outside the box. Tip one. Thank you for typing this in. Thank you. And you have to just make sure that you are looking to part. Create a uniform. For me, because I was traveling back and forth to Chicago and Dallas, it was easier for me to create a uniform. So I got some cute black jeans. I bought one pair, and I bought a pair of slacks, black slacks. And I alternated that between my t-shirts. I wore cute little blazers with it, but my hair was buzzed all the way down because I don't really care for hair. But it was red. I would wear it platinum, I would wear copper, and I just changed up the colors so that I'm very eye-catching. Walking through the airport, I had flyers. Coming back home here to Dallas, when I strategically on Mondays and Tuesdays, I was off. And I did this for the first almost the first year, but like the first 8 to 9 months of being in Dallas, I went to Stonebriar Mall, and I didn't want to do it. I'm not going to even lie. I did not want to do it. But the bigger picture was, Toya, what do you need to happen? I had bills. I like a certain lifestyle. So I had to go out there and do what I need to do. Gail says, my client said, ask your new clients to give your cards out. I did it for Toya, and I kept my hair done in between appointments. And in between appointments, and let people know that Toya did my hair. Before Toya, I was with my hairstylist for over 20 years. I needed a fresh look and got it from Toya. Thanks, Toya. Thank you, Gail. And yes, between Gail, my client Deetra, which is another one of our mutual friends, I get in, and my client Jennifer, them three, when I tell you they helped me build my clientele, it was unbelievable. So thank you for sharing that, Gail. So even give your cards to the clients you already serviced. So I created a uniform for myself, and it made it easy. It made it simple, because we hairstylists, we overthink. We be in our closet like, no, I don't want to wear this. No, I'm going to put this on. No. But if you're not for sure of how to look cute and fashionable, creating a uniform will be an ideal thing to do. That's just my personal belief. It's not to go outside and just throw on something like you just woke up and didn't care how you look, and then you want to pass out your card, and no one is going to come and follow you. Good morning, Marcellus. No one is going to come and follow you. Brandy, good morning. I can't stay long, but I wanted to say hello. Hello. I will watch it later. Thank you. #boss. Have a good day, sweetheart. And so I created a uniform. It's easy for me. Like today, I'm going to dress up, my dressing up. And hey, Amber, hey, Tanisha. And I'm going to have my cousin take a picture of me today, so I can show you what I mean when you have to look like a hairstylist. So I will make sure that I do that this morning. The other piece of it is, outside of making sure you dressed up and you're looking like a beauty professional. And if you're not for sure, go on Pinterest. Follow people that you admire and look how they look. Create a uniform for yourself, or create a look for yourself. Create a uniform for self. I am going to try this. Yes, you should. It's easy. It's easier to create a uniform because you don't have to think too much about what you're going to wear. And that's my belief. Let me say that. That's my belief. Because we hairstylists, and if you're a woman like myself, we like clothes, and sometimes we like too many clothes, which makes our thought process a little all over the place. Good morning, Dorothy. And so, I'm sorry, y'all. I have to play some music. And so, the uniform part. Yes, create a uniform. But the other thing I want to touch on is social media. A lot of things that worked for me as well was getting reviews on my social media platform. So wherever you can get a review, if you're on Style Seat, make sure you get reviews on your Style Seat page. I'm not on Style Seat, so I use my Facebook page, my business page to get reviews. I use Yelp, and I use Google. Well, I just started my Google this year when I opened up my little salon suite in Google. Reviews are very, very crucial on you getting new customers coming in. You may not believe it, and sometimes it's hard to get your clients to leave a review. You got to remind them, ask them again, and so forth. I'm not saying you need 300 and 400 reviews. That comes in time. But even if you started out with 10 reviews, and if you can get them on all platforms, get them on all platforms. Because people do really read reviews. I started out back in the day with Yelp first. And that's another way I got clients coming into my chair. And the crazy thing is, I moved here 3 years ago, and I called Yelp 50 million times to change my address. And I changed it on the app. And they still got my page up from Homewood, Illinois. And I still get, good morning, Kimberly. Good morning, New and Improved. I still get people calling me from Illinois asking to get their hair service. So I have to always say, are you in Chicago or Dallas? Because I'm not in Chicago anymore. It did make me think about going to travel once a month to do some hair because I'm still getting clients calling. If you don't have a YouTube page, create a YouTube page. Now, YouTube does take a little time, but it doesn't take a lot of time. So I'm saying that because when I started my YouTube channel years ago, like 8 years ago, I didn't do much with it, but I did put up some pictorial videos, which was just pictures of my work with a call to action with my telephone number. I only had 33 subscribers, and I was still getting clients from YouTube in Illinois. I hashtag Homewood, Illinois. I had South Suburb and some things that pertain specifically to hair. And so that works as well. So make sure that you do have reviews and get your YouTube page if you don't have one. Maybe I'll create a class for YouTube. I don't know. But if you are not a part of my group, I am going to put my link in the comments. I meant to do that earlier, but I will re-put the link in there when I get off of here. It's called the Short Hair Guru. So do a search in the group, in the search bar, and put in Short Hair Guru and click the link and ask to join the group so that you can become a part of. I got some amazing hairstylists in there, and they're not all just hairstylists. I got makeup artists, some nail techs, some stylists, some barbers. So make sure that you join our group. But I had to jump on here and talk about this because it's crucial on how you look when you come out. So I wanted to bag up just a little bit. When I was talking about my plan, I strategically planted the seed, and I made a calendar on what I was going to do on my days off. And even on the days where I had gaps when I was building my business, on my days I was working. So on Monday and Tuesday, for the first 3 months, I went out in the morning time, the lunchtime, and towards evening time, good morning, Suzanne, to pass out flyers in the Frisco land area because that's where I was working. And did I want to do it? No, 1,000 times. I did not want to do it, but I knew it was needed to build a clientele, because I'm not going to be that person and say, I don't have no clients, but then I have to say, did I really do everything necessary? Did I cross my T's and dot my I's? Sometimes you have to do things to see if they're going to work for you. You won't know unless you do it. That absolutely worked for me. Yes, Patricia said, yes, join the group. Everyone in the group is so positive and willing to help. Thank you, Patricia. And I took the bullet and I went out and I passed out my flyers. And then again, you have to remember, what clientele are you trying to draw? I knew I was only marketing short hair, so I didn't give my flyer to everybody. Those clients you see me with long hair were actually referrals from family and friends, so I'm not going to turn them away. Thank you for typing this in for me, Kay. And so I like shopping. But I'm actually, y'all, I'm really a thrift girl in real life. Thrift girl in consignment. But I do like the mall. Some of my favorite stores. So some of my favorite stores that I buy my clothes from: Old Navy, JCPenney, New York and Company, and then consignment stores. Now, I do love Nordstrom's. I do like Nordstrom's. So I will go to Nordstrom's occasionally, but I'm just not big on spending a lot of money on clothes anymore. I used to. I'm just not big on it. I do have some staple pieces that last throughout a lifetime in my closet. So I do have a couple of staple pieces. But those are my favorite stores. So go to those stores. You can get some cute, clean line stuff, not overpriced. You know, spend your money where you want to spend it. I'm just not the girl that's going to spend money on clothes anymore. I used to buy $200 jeans, $400 shoes. Foolery. Just foolery. Why? But when you know better, you do better. But that's just my preference. So I went Monday and Tuesday, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We just say it like that, passing out flyers. I made a system on how often I was going to post on Facebook and Instagram. I played with YouTube, but I was in and out with YouTube. I didn't really do a lot with it just yet. And so I did that. I did Facebook a little bit more strategically than Instagram because that's where my primary audience is. So I was literally posting like crazy. And to me, I wasn't posted enough until one of my friends sent me a text, Rashadat, and said, "You're doing a great job posting. You putting yourself out there. Great way to brand yourself." And I was like, that just motivated me to be like, okay, I am doing something right. And so my clients were starting to roll in. Now that's my first 3 months plan. So I came back to the table and said, what's working, what's not working? I took away what wasn't working and I just 10x'd it again on what was working to my business. Conchita said, great word, plant the seed and watch God work it. Yes, Conchita, watch him work it. Have a great day. Much love. Much love to you. Miss you, honey. I love you. Have a good day. And so I did that. And then I took all the old stuff out that wasn't working and just honed in on everything that started working. So now I was able to add figuring out my YouTube channel. So what I did was I called my girl Lakeisha, and Lakeisha Michelle. I take a ton of classes from her. So I took her YouTube class and I started building my YouTube channel. And so slowly but surely I went from 33 subscribers. I don't know how many I got now. I know it's over, it might be close to 3,000 if it's not more. And so I started doing more videos. And then when people started calling, I would say, how did you find me? Oh, I Googled you and your YouTube channel came up. So now my YouTube channel is working. So my top two that I went through, hey Lisa, good morning Kendra. I went to Facebook and YouTube were my main two where I started building my audience. So I'm saying all of this to say create a system. Back to plant that seed and make the foundation and start watering what you're going to do. Don't do 100 different things. Start with one. I started with passing out flyers. When that started working, and I did my Facebook and Instagram. But my flyers were my number one because people needed to see my face. People don't like passing out flyers. They think it's crazy. I don't think it's crazy because it helped me build my clients. So you got to do what works for you. But I challenge you, if you're a new stylist, get you some cards made and look cute and go out shopping. Just walk around. Somebody gonna be attracted to you. And you need to make sure that you look the part to say, oh, I'm a hairstylist. Let me give you one of my cards. That's what I did a lot of. I made sure I was super cute. Thank you, Kendra, for the love. I love you. Thank you so much. And making sure that you look the part. And then it's easy to pass out your card. Now, what I did that most people won't do, I still walked up to people and gave them my card without them just coming to me saying, you look cute. What you do? I was scared, but I did it because I knew I did not want to move back to Chicago. I needed to get out of my comfort zone. And when you get out of your comfort zone, here's the thing. You meet amazing people. Kendra that just showed me some love, I've taken her classes. And you need to stay educated. If you don't know something, find people that's in your field that know how to do it, that can teach you how to do it. Period. We stop being, I'm not going to say cheap. Stop not wanting to invest in yourself to learn how to do different things. Hey, Melinda. Stop not wanting to invest in yourself. You have to invest in yourself to take yourself to a different level. And if you are wanting to move to a new state, city, salon, whatever that looks like, what are you really willing to do? You cannot, and I'm going back to this, you cannot come out the house and not look like no hair professional. You need to look the part, period. You are your own billboard. So back to my plan at hand, I started focusing on my Facebook and my YouTube. And when the YouTube started rolling in, and I haven't really been doing it as much as I should, but it's still working for me. So that's something to really, really consider. So I did that plan and it worked. And those were the only things that I mainly did outside of my clients starting to send me referrals, guys. It's just really creating a plan and being very consistent and very intentional about staying in tune with what you have in your calendar. On my phone up here. Oh, crazy. So in my phone, in my calendar, it'll say 9 a.m., go to the gym. 10 a.m., eat breakfast. 1 o'clock, go to the mall, pass out flyers. 6:30 p.m., make a YouTube video. Put it in your phone and follow it. It works for me. I'm just telling you the things that work for me. This is the conversation I had this morning with this young lady. I'm sharing what I actually did and what worked for me. Now, it may not work for you. Good morning, Tish. It may not work for you, but you won't know it until you try it. Some of these things are staples that will work all the time. It's just that we have to get out of our way and actually do it. We want to compare what we did from another state where you born and raised, and it's no comparison. Now, you can take some of the things you did in the old state that you were born and raised in, bring it to the new state, and add that to what else you need to add to it to make it work for you to get a clientele. I went bananas because I knew that I needed to make a difference in my life. So for those who do not know, I lived in Dallas 4 times. The third time I was actually willing to stay, but I got engaged and was supposed to get married, and I moved home. I didn't get married. So for me, I said if I had another opportunity to move back to Dallas, I was going to move back and show myself that I can make it somewhere else and to even just finish what I started. 99, when did I move here? 2001, I moved to Dallas, or 9/11 to be exact. And because I never lived anywhere else, I did get scared and I did move back home because it was my comfort zone. I knew what I knew there and I knew how to make it work. Hey Isaiah. And so that's what happened. And I'm just being very transparent. I moved here 4 times. I'm not going to lie. And each time I stayed a little longer and a little longer, but I got in my head because yes, it's some work. And I got a little scared. The first time I was here, maybe 4 months, talked myself and going back home. The second time, I might have stayed a little bit over a year. Went back home. The third time, I was willing to stay in and put the work in. But I did get engaged and I moved back home. But that didn't work. So this time, I said if I got an opportunity to come back, I was going to come back. So I started researching some things. And things just started lining up for me to come back. And outside of that, my family, pretty much my entire family on my mom's side moved to Dallas. So it made it a little easier for me to shift. And it was good for me to do it at that time because then I can create the plan that I had in Chicago, plus add the new stuff. Hey, Beverly. Hey, Heartbreaker. Good morning. And so that part I had to do. But don't get it twisted. There are some ups and downs that come along the way. But if you are desiring to do something, you go through the ups and downs and you don't let that stop you. You still have to do the necessary things and the steps you need to do to take yourself to that next level, especially if you are wanting to build a clientele. It's not as hard as people make it seem. It's just how bad you want it and how much you're going to water it to grow. And I wanted it bad enough. And back home, I used to do 40, 50 clients a week. I had an assistant. Here, I do 20 and still make the same amount of money. So that goes to putting yourself around different people and taking classes and listening to what you seeing somebody else do. And if you admire that person, you're going to figure out and want to learn from them on how to get there. It's not hard, guys. We make things hard for no apparent reason. And we have to stop that. So let me recap really quickly because I have to get myself out of here. I'm recapping on what we talked about this morning on how you show up when you're a hairstylist, when you want to build a clientele. I don't care if you're in a new state, the state you're in, you have to still show up as a beauty professional. You have to look like that professional. So my number one thing, thank you for the love, is looking like a beauty professional. That's the number one thing. If you don't take anything from here today, when you go out, I challenge all the stylists on here. When you go out today, look like you're a hairstylist. Put a little makeup on. Make sure your hair look cute. Be very stylish. If you don't want to be stylish, back to this. Get you some t-shirts. Get you some t-shirts made and create you a uniform to show up at work. If you're off today as a hairstylist, I'm off today. You got to be cute. I'm going to post my picture. Hey, Will, how are you? Hey, Linda. I'm going to post a picture on what I wear today so you guys can see what I'm saying. But look like a beauty professional. You are your billboard. You are your walking advertisement. You have to make sure that you are looking like a professional. I can't stress that enough. Make sure that you are on social media, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Take out Instagram and YouTube. Facebook, Yelp, and Google. Get you some reviews on your platforms, because those are platforms you can get reviews. If you're on Style Seats, you can get reviews on there, because people read reviews, and that's a potential client for you. And those are my main two things. I'm just going to stay there. Oh, and 3, pass out some flyers. That's old school. People don't like doing it. They don't think it works. They think it's an annoyance to walk up to somebody. But you don't have to always walk up to them. It goes back to, if you are eye-catching enough, put some color in your hair, dress really cute, look like a beauty professional, somebody is going to compliment you. Melinda said, I finally got my t-shirt, my art done for my shirts. Yay! That's what I'm talking about. Somebody said good info. Thank you, Will. Make sure that you have a uniform if you don't want to do anything else. It works like a charm. I'm telling you. I didn't have plenty, and I've worked in plenty of salons, and them t-shirts work like a charm. You can just simply put your name on there or your salon name, turn around on the back, had an address to where you work and the telephone number. I got that from working at Desi's Hair Salon in Dallas, Texas. Lord have mercy. Maybe that, Desi, you need to put a shop in Dallas since I said that. But in Chicago, Illinois, we had t-shirts, we had jogging suits. Hey, Paulette. Hey, Andra. We had jogging suits. We had jackets. Remember the Letterman jackets in high school? And you get your the name of the school with the thing on there. We had all of that. And that stuff works like a charm. I can't stress that enough. Hey, Yakima. Hey, Soho. Hey, Soho, how are you? And so that's that, guys. I got to get up and wrap this up. But for those who do not know me, I am Toya Knowles, here in Dallas, Texas, born and raised in Chicago. And I am just dropping some nuggets and some gems on what I did, or why it was a struggle for people to build a clientele in a new state. So I'm sharing what I did. Hey, boo-boo. Hey, Diana. When I moved to Dallas, on what I did to build my clientele. And I'm just sharing a few of those tips with individuals. So if you are looking to move to a new state, a new salon, a new city, go search the group. And I'm going to put it in here when I get off of here, the Short Hair Guru, and be a part of the group, because we got some amazing things going on the inside. It's some amazing stylists. We all motivate each other and all of that good stuff. So come on, join over. Type in the comment if this was some good stuff for you today. Type yes in the comments. And so, guys, please, 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 dress like a beauty professional, a hairstylist, a nail tech. If you're a nail tech, make your nails, especially building a clientele. Make sure your nails are done. If you do lashes, wear lashes. If you're a brow tech, keep your brows done. If you're a barber, keep your hair cut. Stay groomed. Good morning, Dolores. Who put this? Stuff going so fast. Beverly said, applying to return to school 2020, being on my own perfect vision. Yes, Beverly. Will says, move out of Chicago. Change is good. Will, you ain't lying. Change is amazing. Stacy said, great advice. Alita said, great job. Nicole said, yes. Thank you, guys. Thank you for the love. Share this broadcast, please. I love you guys so much. Thank you for joining in this morning. And again, I'm closing out with look like a beauty professional when you leave up out of here. Whatever you are in our field, make sure that you represent yourself to your fullest. That's starting the process of watering the seed. That's the first step, looking like a professional. As long as my dad is here, I'm here. Yeah, I understand that, Beverly. I really understand that. So you got to do what you got to do. I love you guys, and I will see you later on in another video. I'm coming back. Peace, love, and hair grease. I love you guys. Have a great day. Be amazing.